Greetings. So I did something a little different this past month. I took something called the Love Your Life 30-Day Challenge. It's put together by a guy named Mike Dooley, who's a motivational kind of guy, and I actually heard of him or learned of him from the movie The Secret, which I got back in 2004 or 5. I can't remember. I got the original. So if you've seen it on YouTube and Esther Hicks isn't in it, then that's not the original. So as a matter of fact, I bought it before it was a big deal. I had heard about it somewhere online. It just sounded like something I needed to buy, and I bought it, and I got it. Anyway, Mike Dooley's a part of that. So he's the guy who put this together. And, I thought about it. A friend of mine sent me basically something that I guess he put something out every single day. It's got this little bit of saying on it. Sometimes it's just one line. Sometimes it's like a 3 or 4 sentence paragraph. And it mentioned this challenge. It was $27. And I said, well, God, you know what? I spend that much on pizza weekly. That may be a little too much, but still, I do spend money on stupider things. And I thought I needed this because I came into this year realizing that I need a boost. I take care of my mother now. She lives with me. She has dementia. I spend a lot of time here in the house taking care of her. I have some people here and there, but in general, I'm the guy because it's my mother. So I haven't really spent the kind of energy and time on my business as I should have over the last couple of years. So I said, you know what? We need a mindset change. We need to love our life again. So I decided to do it. And what happened is that every day you got an assignment. You got an email and you had to click on it. It took you to a video. Mike did the video. It was anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. The assignments were estimated to take you anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. 10 was the highest. And you just went from it, after that. Now, you could have used the PDF because it came with a PDF workbook and just typed everything in that. But I decided I wanted to take the extra step. So I printed it all out. Because each day started the same way. It tells you what you're going to do on the day. Then you watch the video. Then it's got a sheet where you write all the stuff in that it tells you to write in. And then on the final sheet, you're supposed to give kind of what you thought about the day. It can be related to this, or you can be just the day in general. So most of the time when I did this, I did it late in the evening when I pretty much knew that what else is going to happen today. I'm going to go maybe have a sandwich or something, eat some dessert. That didn't need to go down. So anyway, I have to tell you, prefacing this, that this was probably one of the roughest months my wife and I have had since we lived in this house. Not with us, thank goodness, not with us, but with outside factors. Things were just tough. And we worked our way through it. We got through it all. This helped because it helped us to say, you know what, we're going to take charge of our situation and we're going to overcome some things. And we probably still would have done it at some point if we hadn't been doing this. But that's really what this is all about. Taking your life and, taking charge of it and getting to where you want to go. So I had some insights about this. I thought it was very interesting in the fact that there were a few days early on where I would be writing something down and all of a sudden I would smile. Because the idea was to visualize certain things that you like to have, certain ways that you want to live your life, certain types of customers that you want to work with or clients you want to work with. It was amazing because I hadn't had that feeling in a good long time. And I watch a lot of motivational videos and I read the books, but this was just me projecting certain things. And you were supposed to think of some really far out things and stuff like that. For instance, this was day 3. And day 3 was get into the details and create a sense of excitement. And so one of the things I wrote down was happiness. Buying what I want, living how I want, and enjoying friends and family more. And it was interesting because I don't get to do a lot of that. Like I said, I spent most of my time with my mother. But how wonderful would it be if you had that kind of happiness where you could hang with your family more often and your friends and do all these other kinds of things. You know, one of the things that I've talked about more on my other channel than this one is the idea of abundance. And abundance says that you could have a lot of different things. Maybe you want a lot of money or you want a lot of happiness or whatever. And it all ties in together because you don't have to define the type of abundance. You don't have to define how you get there. All you do is you kind of see it in your mind and you know kind of what it is and you go with it. And in my mind, I see happiness as one of those kind of things where you worry free. Obviously, if you're going to be really happy, you're going to have enough money so all your bills are taken care of. If car breaks down, whatever, that's taken care of. For me, if I had a whole lot of money, Mom would have 24/7 coverage. I would hire someone to stay in the house, maybe if my wife went for it. But she would be taken care of. I would still be taking care of her, but it would just be so much easier than me having to stay home almost all the time with her. And as I was thinking about this and thinking about friends and whatever, being able to have people, drop over and I can go out to see them, it made me smile. And I said, wow, I haven't had that in a long time. That's really what challenges like this are all about. Now, I'm not going to tell you that every day was easy. It wasn't. There were days that were easy. For instance, I have, as you see here, over this shoulder here, I have some motivational things here. I have motivational things in front of me. I have different things on the wall. So there was a day where it said, find some motivational things that you can put on your walls. I said, well, I got that covered already. I don't have to do that one. So that was easy. But then there were some other days where you really had to dig. I mean, I really had some trouble coming up with some things. For instance, one of the things that it came up with is name 3 heroes who you'd like to meet and sit down with and, visualize as a peer. Well, my mind doesn't have heroes, at least any that are alive. I have some who are no longer with us. And I was talking to my friend Kelvin about it, and he says, well, use them. I said, well, I'm not sure that was the scope of the challenge. If I have that, then yes, I have it. But I don't really have heroes in today's world. I've reached this age where that's just not what it's all about. And this is not a heroic time period. That's just a personal thing. So, I found days like that where there were certain things you were supposed to do. I found that to be a challenge. There was a day where you were supposed to fill out your mental calendar and write dates down of big special things that were going to happen throughout the year. And his example was, I'm going to be in this country this time and I'm going to meet so-and-so and we're going to have dinner at this place here and we're going to do all this other kind of stuff. I just couldn't do it. I could not imagine it because that's just not how I do things. But it made me think because I said, wow, I can't even, pull out anything wild that I would love to have to do. Is there anyone who I necessarily want to have to meet? I really can't come up with it. There's some people who, if I met them, that would be kind of cool. Like for instance, my friend said Obama. I said, it'd be cool to meet Obama, but I'm not necessarily yearning to meet him. I'm not necessarily yearning to meet Oprah. If this was 10 years ago, Mariah Carey would have been on the list, but it's kind of changed up. It's just not how I do. I've met some famous people throughout my life, and it's just been, okay, you're kind of cool. We're kind of good. We're good, I've never met anyone who was famous who was a horrible person. So I guess I'm lucky in that respect. But I just have never really thought all that much about going out of my way to meet someone. I mean, probably would have been Michael Jackson if Michael Jackson was still alive. But that'd have been it. So, like I said, there were some difficult days. There were a lot of good days. And you get to the end and you're supposed to reflect. And then you're supposed to do something with all of this, which is basically log the things that made you feel good or things that you think you can put into play that will help you to keep your mindset in a positive direction. I think I'm going to do that because we know that going in a positive direction is always the best way to go. Whether it's in business, whether it's your personal life, it doesn't matter. Of course, one of the things that freaked me out in the month is discovering that I'm actually 2 years older than Mike Dooley. Well, there's shocks everywhere. Anyway, I guess they do this more than just the beginning of every single year. So if you're looking for something to try to help you spark your mind and get yourself in the right direction, and you're open to exploring your feelings and thoughts on things, even if you can't figure it out on those particular days, you know what? It's called Love Your Life by Mike Dooley. Take a shot. Go find out what it's all about. And if not, we'll talk about other stuff that will help to motivate you, because I'm one of those few people who probably believes that it doesn't hurt to have a bit of motivation. That's just me. My name is Mitch Mitchell. I hope y'all have a wonderful week.